Hey, look at that. It's finally live.
Nice.
Sorry, you guys. We were talking behind the scenes about some people. Let me pull up the intro. You guys haven't seen. Do you want to say who you are and where our friends can follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Omar Desai. You can find me on Twitter X at AMAR3455. I also have a show called Coast to Coast Packers, which is in a little bit of a hiatus. I do segments on an ESPN show with Trey Wisco on the Sports to Go. We do that. It airs every Wednesday, and then he also has a show on every Saturday. He does everything. He covers all the stuff. But I just provide my input on Packer stuff. But Trey is awesome, and you guys, if you guys don't, Wisco Sports on the Go, follow him on Twitter, subscribe to his channel.
I'll tag it in the bio. So
yeah, we all do good work. We all do good work there. So
you guys haven't seen Amar, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Over 500 days ago, we were just talking about that. That's crazy.
It's been a while. It's been a bit, but it's been good though. How you been?
Busy. I'm not going to talk about what I was telling you behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I don't know any of it.
Yeah.
But the draft was busy. I want to know your takes about the players that we drafted, though, because I know Andy had a lot of comments about Matthew Golden. I know for sure Andy did not like Matthew Golden first. So
yeah, same. Yeah, I wanted Ibuka.
Who did you want?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Andy said someone else. Andy said Ted McMillan from the Panthers.
Ted McMillan was another guy too, but there was something that what you call it, like Ted McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, Year, right? I think. And he was amazing in Carolina. I just there was things about Ted that like it was like his love for the game. It was just comments he had made when he was like getting interviewed. But again, he's a young dude. He's a young dude, and honestly, like end of the day, like the talent outweighs everything. And I can see why people were enamored by Ted because when he was the only reason Arizona was even like relevant. Right. I wanted Ibuka because I've had a love crush for Jackson Smith and Jigba, and we could have had him and we didn't have him. And then of course the Tampa Buccaneers beat us to Ibuka. I think we would have probably drafted Ibuka if he was there. But needless to say, like the reason why I was a little sour on Golden in the beginning was just because like, I didn't want us to get enamored by speed. He's a real fast dude. Right, because his hands were pretty good, but like again, like if you looked at some of his tape at Houston, looked at some of his tape at Texas, it was just like I don't know. Part of me was like I felt like Ibuka was a more refined product, and then as I kind of read up to and the guys that like there's people that do this for a living, like Brian Maffey, Brennan Rupp, Ben Fennell, of course Andy does a good job of breaking down draft work. Nagler and Cheesehead TV and their team over there, all the guys that do draft work, they do great. So they all, and then Justin Mosqueda, of course. These guys really started like talking about the pros and cons and how the pros really outweigh the cons when we came to Golden. So I was like, okay. And then it was kind of crazy. Like he was there at the draft. His name is Golden, green and gold. It just all just fit. And when he played this year, when given opportunities, he showed out. And so for me, I feel like it was maybe negligence on the coaching staff for not giving him more opportunities based on like seniority or hierarchy or whatever. Yeah. I didn't like Steno's comments about that. I get why, like, hey, they need to earn their keep. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I feel like you should have had him out there instead. And I'm a big Bo Melton guy, but I feel like he should have been getting a lot of those touches. And of course, I make that comment, and Andy even broke down snaps, and it showed that they both had equal level number of snaps. If not, I think Golden may have had more snaps. So it's the feel of like how things feel as a fan watching things. And then when actually people go down and look at the numbers, you realize that what you're feeling really is like, perception isn't really reality. Right. And so, I think Golden, if Romeo does leave, I think Golden has a great opportunity to not like take over the second, because I think that's going to be Jaden Reed's thing. But he's definitely going to be more in the rotation for sure.
It's funny that you mentioned that because Justin literally said Golden will be used more this upcoming season.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Before he said that.
That's awesome.
And I'll be wait, are you seeing comments? That's like, whatever.
No. Just vibe well. That's all we vibe well. That's what it is.
Wait, I just realized I didn't do the introduction of the show.
Go ahead. You good.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Mac and Cheese Podcast. I know it's been, I say that when Justin and I literally did a show like 2 weeks ago. We were predicting season awards is what we were doing. Like Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. And I went 2 for 2.
Very good.
Justin, all like star all these comments. Stop.
like it. Look at giving us questions, giving us stuff to talk about. I love that.
They are, and I appreciate that, you guys. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments, and then I'll start them for more comments. Now, when you think of the green, wait, what? This was by AI, so that's why I'm like looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host, and today the title is Off Season, and this is from a Bears fan that actually gave us this title.
Okay.
Yeah. Now when you think of an off season, you might think of the Green Bay Packers right now. They went into 2025 all in, traded for Micah Parsons. What was your thoughts about the Micah Parsons trade?
Oh, me and Trig were talking about that for months before the actual trade.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in on it. I felt like Green Bay was going to make a move for Hendrickson, for Garrett, or for Parsons. I just had this feeling back in June that they were going to work something out just because of and every year I had this feeling and it never comes true. So I was like, I'm just manifesting.
Yeah.
But when that trade happened, I was ecstatic because I feel like Packers have never really made a big move like that for a very long time. They had a chance to with Mac, right? But they didn't only give 2 first-round picks. They only gave up 1. And so because of that, Chicago came in with more. But no, I was all for it. Because, I mean, again, I always make the joke that Goody normally misses on his first-round picks more than he hits. Again, he hit on Jordan, don't get me wrong, like Jordan Love. But Morgan's still a question mark. There's other guys that have question marks too. So because I'm like, hey, if he trades away his first-round picks, it might be better for us. And then again, a guy who is a proven talent, who's 25 years old, 26 years old, has his whole career out ahead of him.
Yeah.
And who was literally, when he came in, until he got hurt, the guy was a menace. He was a force of nature, right? And he was that way in Dallas, and he was that way in Green Bay. And I think that I was ecstatic. I thought it was it was a great move. It sucks now because we're doing mock drafts now. We don't have our first round picks.
I know.
But you know what? Knowing Goody, who knows what he'll do? He may even try to trade up back into the first round. I wouldn't be surprised. If he sees a guy he really likes, he definitely prescribes to the Ted Thompson personality where they used to talk about how Ted got BJ Raji that year. And then he's like, he wanted Clay no matter what. And they were like, well, do you want to give up this? Do you want to give up that? And he's like, I don't care. I want the player. I don't care what it takes. I want the player. And so I feel like Gutekunst has that type of kind of mentality. That's what you do with Jordan, right? He traded up to get Jordan Love, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like same thing might happen here. We'll see. But I was excited. I was like, you can't go get one of the top 3 pass rushers in the league for 2 first-round picks. I hated losing Kenny because I'm a big Kenny Clark guy. I always have been. I hope the Cowboys cut him so that we can bring him back.
But then wouldn't we lose a pick though because of that? Because I thought you can't trade him back to NFC North because of the pick or something.
Oh no! So there's a poison pill package.
Okay.
There's a poison pill thing for Green Bay where they're now allowed to trade Parsons to Philly. Right. Like something to that effect that I thought I read. Right. Okay. Now for Kenny, no, I mean if Kenny gets cut. If he gets cut, then basically
he can sign anywhere.
He can go wherever he wants, yeah.
But would he want to go back to Green Bay knowing Green Bay traded him though? That's why I'm wondering.
He talking to some people who know Kenny personally, like I won't name who, but it's one of the guys that we follow on Twitter a lot. He's a really, really good dude, has a really big account. He knows his stuff. I'll just use his initials, JA is what I'll use. Because I don't want to put his stuff out there.
Yeah.
But he said that Kenny even talked about if he got cut, he would come back. Because he went to Green Bay when he was 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
He got married there, had his kids there, the whole 9 yards, right? So and honestly, you've noticed a lot of people say when they leave Green Bay, they all come back. Like Randall Cobb said that it was like being in prison and then coming back to being freed from prison, going back to Green Bay. So, part of these guys all right, we get a shot to get Kenny back, put him up there with Devontae Wyatt. I think that'd be awesome, honestly.
I think that would be awesome because Kenny knows Devontae Wyatt too. He's played with him and Carl Brooks and all the other defensive players. Absolutely. But that would be, I didn't think about that. That's why I kind of want Micah Hyde to come back. It's a chance. I'm always saying that.
Is he not retired yet? He's still playing?
No, he's still playing.
Wow.
He's on the Bills. And the reason why I'm saying that, the Packers recently hired the Bills coach.
Yeah. That's all.
Wait, what the heck? Now these comments are coming up.
Oh, here we go. Any free agents, you guys? The only guy that I want that's a free agent that knows to be a free agent is Tyler Linderbaum, center for the Ravens.
Come on now. I want Rasul back though, but he's a free agent.
Rasul
he's a free
Douglas is
agent.
like he is a folk hero. That guy, I don't care what
I'll take him back. I'll
yeah,
take
in
him
a
back.
heartbeat. In
Yeah,
a
but then
heartbeat.
the thing is, I'm literally wearing his jersey though too.
I see
so
that. I see that, which is awesome.
Well, yeah, there's a story why I got this jersey, but whatever.
Okay.
Basically, he wished me a happy birthday like 2 years ago on Twitter or something. So
hey, that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
But like that's like my number one dream podcast guest is Rasul.
Okay.
Because of that. Like
nice.
There's also, but another reason why is, has anyone mentioned, going back to Rasul really quick, and then we'll go back to that question. Has anyone mentioned Joe Barry with Rasul? I'm pretty sure Rasul did not like Joe Barry, which is kind of funny.
And then he got stuck with him over there. But the difference is, though, like, what was it? Anthony Weaver was the DC in Miami at the time, right? So Joe Barry just did linebackers. So
well, I know it's just interesting that they, from what we know, they hated each other, which is funny. And now Joe Barry's back with the Dolphins.
He's still there. Yeah. Well, actually,
he got extended.
He's still a linebacker coach there too.
He got extended.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I thought that was kind of funny, like, you know,
I know
he can't escape him. But I hate saying this, but in Joe Barry's defense, Rasul did have a pretty good resurgence to his career, right? Yeah, because of him, because you know, what was it? 2020, we lost. You know, Patton was gone, and then 2021 through 2024. No,
was it 2023?
Yeah.
Because 2024 was halfway, and then 2025 is halfway in again. Right. Yeah.
So basically, it was 3 years. When Rasul was there in 2020 and 2021,
he had his best years.
Yeah.
Because we traded him in October of 2023 to the Bills.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, part of me is kind of like, you know, like, I can understand his hate because I felt the same way. Yeah. Everything Rasul said is how I felt too, right? I mean, that's the reason why Jerry Gray and Joe Barry were beefing so much, because when there was questions I was asked to Jerry Gray about the defensive scheme, he said, you need to ask the DC. That's not my job. And then what happened? Jerry Gray was eventually let go after that year.
Right. Which is interesting.
And people forget that Joe Barry was literally the backup plan. Like, basically, we tried to hire Leonard then, and Leonard turned us down to go to be the DC, maybe possible head coach for Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, Badgers.
And then basically, again, if you think about this year, the same thing happened, right? They were going to wait for Leonard. I think they had some interest, but then the way, I guess, Jonathan Gannon, A, interviewed, B, LaFleur had some really, really high praise for Gannon when they played him in Arizona that year. Yeah, he said his defensive schemes were very sound. He goes, he kind of keeps you on your toes. And honestly, you know, with that being said, you see where Joe Barry came in. He was like a last second thing. And the fact that we kept him for 3 years, I think, was a little annoying. And that kind of goes back to like how the Florida doesn't like firing guys, right? Like, even when Mo Drayton, who took over for Menenga, he, again, like, was not way over his skis as a job, right? But he didn't want to fire him. And then when he did have to let him go, he still tried to find a way to see if he can keep him on the staff. Like, LaFleur is definitely that guy who has a really warm heart and loyalty for his dudes, to where, like, it's hard for him to make, I feel like, some of those decisions unless people leave on their own way. Like, kind of like half he left because he got a great opportunity, right?
Right.
But like, even on his offensive side, I feel like he could have probably made some changes there. But again, you know, he probably knows better than we do. So we'll see. I mean, he's just got extended, so it'll be interesting to see what changes happen to the team going forward.
Yeah, it's just interesting because another one that we didn't even know about that was leaving is the wide receivers coach. Like, no one expected that. Like,
I was happy. I was happy with that one. Yeah.
Interesting. Wait, why?
Because I feel like our receivers have taken a step back. Like, I feel like
definitely,
you know, between years 2 to 4 of these receivers, you're not seeing like development. I mean, in that playoff game, how many times throughout the whole season do we see wrong routes? Do we see drop passes? Do we see concentration issues? All kinds of stuff that need to be kind of curtailed by the receivers coach, right? And there's things that happen with these receivers where I felt like did not happen when we had Luke Getsy as the wide receiver coach, Edgar Bennett, Jimmy Johnson, all of these guys when they were there. I mean, our receivers were really locked in, and I feel like ever since, you know, Rafferty came there, and then before that, I'm a Jason Vrabel guy, but again, like, I've seen not the same consistency from receivers, and I'm hoping now this guy that we got, Paul Rowley, who honestly came really highly coveted from Iowa State. He actually had a job at Penn State. All the guys I know that in my neighborhood, people that are diehard Penn State guys, are really upset with the Packers for taking him. They say he's a really, really good coach.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing. Hopefully, this makes things better. Because I mean, Watson, I think has hit his stride. Watson is, he's been great. I think he's going to keep continuing to be great. Jaden Reed is right on that line. He again, had some blips in that playoff game. He dropped an easy 40-yard pass that could have probably won the game for us, right?
Mhm.
And then, people want to talk bad about Jordan, but there's a lot of drop passes and bad
for sure
blocking. But again, I feel like those two, to include Golden, hopefully can take the next step up, because I don't know if Wicks is back. I don't know if Dobbs is back.
I don't think Dobbs is back at all.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, if anything, he's gonna get paid he's probably gonna get paid 25, 30 a year.
Yeah.
And I hope he goes to the Bills or some team that will really.
Yeah, but what about the Steelers? What about the Steelers?
I can see
if
Steelers.
If Rodgers goes back to the Steelers, Rodgers loved Romeo, and we know that.
Yeah.
So
after the fact, though, it was after the fact that he was saying that, because I remember Romeo used to say that he never talked to Rodgers at all.
Right. Which
and
is
then
funny.
Later on, it came out oh no, I love Romeo's. But I agree. Steelers will be good, and they need a receiver. I mean, honestly, because DK Metcalf, he needs someone on the opposite side of him, because Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin, all those guys they're not number twos. They're like 3s and 4s, right? And so I'm with you. I think it'll be interesting to see this free agent market, what Green Bay does, because I know money's kind of tight. And I'm looking. Remember, they said everyone's going to be back, right? I don't know about all that. We'll see.
I have a feeling Gary's not going to be back. I'll say that right now.
I think Gary's gone. Jenkins is gone.
Well, we already know Jenkins is gone, because I don't know if you saw the tweet, but there was a tweet yesterday that literally said he's going to be a June 1st cut, which makes sense for cap reasons.
Yeah. Exactly. I want him back though. I want him back.
No, I know. But he's 30 though. So age is definitely
lying. That's Goody's lying. Even though he says there's no line demarcation.
Yeah, I know.
And Woody asked him, he didn't like that, because I think Woody was calling him on something that he knew that he was doing, but he didn't want to put that out there in the ether. But I'm like, oh, Goody, your actions show that. When guys hit 30, 31, you're letting them go. You're not re-signing a second or third
which is another reason why that makes me think McManus. He's over that age too. What?
Yeah, but the thing he was hyping up McManus so much, there was things that Goody said in that pressers were bull-faced lies. No, I know. McManus he was a perfect year until he had a really bad game in the playoffs. I'm like, he had some pretty bad games throughout the year too. And then he was talking about how Aaron Banks really didn't have a history of injuries when he was in the Niners. He had a long list of history of injuries. It's things like that where I'm like, bro, your fan base is pretty educated and they're pretty in the know when it comes to things. You just can't just say whatever you want to say up there just for the sake of thinking that that's going to pass. Nah, dog, you need to be on it. I think we need to get competition in for McManus, because that's the reason I think Rich was cut too. Because my thing is, if you knew he was hurt and you're just trying him out there with a hurt quad on his kicking leg,
that's a good point. Yeah,
it's what are you doing, bro? You had Haversack. What are we doing here? Thank you. Well, see, look, you got my damn mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know. It's questionable. Right. I honestly think Mason Crosby should be our special teams coordinator. He said he would do it.
He said he would do it. I'd be down with that.
On oh my god, the Mason Crosby show. Him and John Ryan Jr.'s dad literally said they would coach special teams for college. Yeah. Why not try it out? He knows how to play it too. Who was I joking with? I was literally joking with a Packer fan about this. Bring Randall Cobb, Tyler Irvin, and Mason Crosby back as special teams coaches. For return kickers, punt kickers, and it would be perfect. But no.
Yeah, I just feel getting a guy like Mason Crosby was literally one of the best special teams players, one of the best kickers we've had in Packers history. I mean, his numbers.
There's Longwell too.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Chris Jackie, Ryan Longwell. I mean, those guys are out there. Don't get me wrong. But if you look at Mason's numbers, even he led the league in scoring his rookie year, right? He 6th-round pick out of Colorado State or Colorado.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was a monster. And it was sad to see the end of his career, things were just not going right. But again, how much was that just because the special teams wasn't where it needed to be? The coaching wasn't right. The holder wasn't doing a good job. And then on top of it, our long snapper was not the greatest either, right? So
And
just
we
a lot of
extended
things
him.
that went wrong with that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that went wrong with that.
Yeah, and then we extended our long snapper too. So it's like,
yeah. Orzik, I'm not a fan. They hype him up so much. I'm like, even in that Chicago game, he was doing low snaps to where they had to save the ball, and I'm just kind of like, this is who we have at long snapper. We just extended him. I was like, come on, man. Like,
well, I mean, they also extended Kenny Clark. So
yeah, they did. Yeah, and they thought that he was. I think he was hurt last year, the year before.
Yeah, he like hurt his foot or something.
Yeah, and he was nervous because he got an extension, but his burst and everything was gone. I don't think that was because of gameplay. I think it was because of injury. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
And then Justin literally commented about Rashawn. Rashawn guaranteed his ticket out of town by not recording a single sack. Yeah.
Like
since week 8.
I'll be honest, like I've been very highly critical of players time and time again, but just hearing what happened to Rondell Moore, 25 years old, unfortunately, ended himself because of just everything, having two season-ending injuries and just dealing with so much stress, right? I'm trying to be a little bit better about being not too hard on players, right? Because I feel like they do see everything, they hear everything, they read everything. In Sean Gary's case, I would say that he was a menace before he got hurt. I feel like the injury kind of maybe took a little bit away. But even with that being said, like even in that Chicago Bears playoff game, he made some plays. His pressures and pass rush was the reason why Caleb threw that interception to Tyron Hopper. I'm just saying, like, he's had moments. He obviously didn't have the numbers to back it up. And there's unfortunately plays of him looking like he's giving up on a play, right? Because he just, he doesn't have the burst, doesn't have this energy or whatever. But, 100%. I definitely do feel like, Gary probably has played his last down because I don't think you can justify paying him all that money if when Parsons wasn't there, he wasn't able to kind of pick up the slack as much as Parsons was, at least I should say. And honestly, seeing how he plays, we've seen Rashawn Gary like take over games, and unfortunately just didn't see that.
And that's going to be interesting what they do when Micah Parsons is gone, because we've seen the edge rusher group when he was hurt. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what I wonder, speaking of free agency, who are we going to bring back? And then we'll turn around to Jonathan Gannon and Rich Bisaccia more.
Yeah, you can clean shop. And just for Justin's right. Yeah, nothing against him personally. I agree. Nothing. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I feel you on that. I wasn't saying you were either. I agree with what your assessment was, that, the fact that he didn't really do anything after week 8 kind of unfortunately did punch his own ticket. I hate to say that, right? Maybe he'll go somewhere else and he'll get a resurgence, But
to the Dolphins again?
I don't know. Sorry. Dolphins just cut Bradley Chubb.
That was also age, and the contract was big.
Yeah. So. He's up there in age, but he's had some injuries, but the guy can still play. You're asking about free agents. I'm with you. Like, Green Bay is going to be kind of strapped cash-wise unless they can obviously restructure and make some moves, right? But personally, I do feel like there's opportunity for them to like get some guys that can help maybe fill out the bottom of the roster, like guys like Bradley Chubb. Tyler Linderbaum, I think is literally a pie in the sky. That's a dream. That's not going to happen because there's going to be people. We're not going to be able to afford that unless we do something crazy, right? I'm willing for us to go, like I would say, pass rusher, corner, and possibly offensive line is what I would look in the free agency.
It's funny that you say Calais Campbell.
Yes, so everyone talks about that, and people have said that there's a possibility that he may come. If he comes to Green Bay at 38, 39, 40, he's the one I would. He's literally like Julius Peppers. He's ageless. I feel like he can still play. Like, he showed that last year, right? So he's a guy that if we can get in, I would definitely bring him in.
Well, I think the coaching would help too with that, knowing that he knows how to play under Gannon.
Yep.
No, the interesting thing that you mentioned about wide receiver, and then I'll go back to free agency.
Yep.
Have you ever has anyone, I know Andy has mentioned it. Speaking of Andy, that's funny. Christian Watson played under the wide receivers coach too. So that should help.
Yeah. He
back
played
in college.
When he was in North Dakota. Yeah. Which I thought was cool too. Like his experience with that guy. There was, what did he say? There was they interviewed that coach, and the coach even said that Christian was still in contact with him. Christian even told him that he thinks this is the game that's going to blow up. And that was the game that was the Dallas Cowboys game where he had 3 touchdowns, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So
interesting.
I feel like if you look at Paulie, or how's his name,
Yeah.
Raleigh? If you look at his resume, he helped
Mhm.
develop, the two monster receivers in Houston, the rookies, Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins. I think he also helped with Aiden Hutchinson. He also,
Mhm.
is it Aiden Hutchinson?
I'm
Xavier
gonna look
Hutchinson.
up
Xavier Hutchinson, yeah,
who
the other
coached.
receiver there. And then also was instrumental with also Christian Watson as well too. I think
Right.
his pedigree shows and his resume shows that he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's not some
Mhm.
dude that's just getting thrown into the position because it's the next position available, which I feel like Rafferty was like that, you know? And
Mhm.
for me, like, this guy's a bona fide receiver coach. So I'm really looking forward to him coming in and just maybe seeing some improvements on our wide receiver staff. Our wide receiver
So
roster. Yeah.
yeah, his name is Noah Pauly.
Noah Pauly. Thank you. Noah
I just
Pauly.
looked it up
Yeah, thank
because
you.
I'm like
Appreciate
trying
it.
to figure out.
You kept saying everything but that.
No, because I was trying to figure out who he coached, and I couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah.
I failed on that. But we know Christian Watson is one of them. So I'm just wondering, because we extended Christian Watson, that should have been a reason why.
Yeah.
But and we didn't know it was coming, basically.
Yeah.
Because of that. But another thing is Christian Watson going to get extended again? Is the
Probably.
question.
I
You
would.
think so?
Yeah. I mean, the Packers' offense is completely night and day with that dude on the field and not on the field. He
Well,
helps the
also,
offense go, which is a good thing and also like a bad thing, because it's like, well, you should be able to function without a guy, regardless of how amazingly talented it is. You should still be able to function without him. They do, but not as well, I would say.
well, I mean, Tucker Craft too. Like, that's another
Yeah.
one that
Yep.
we need to extend.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sucks that he's towards ACL. And there's been a lot of ACL tears last year.
Yes.
It was like over 30, I think I
Yeah,
saw.
it was a lot. It was a
It's
lot.
crazy.
And the crazy thing was, like, it was on grass fields and turf fields, right?
Right.
And more so turf fields, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Yeah, it's just no matter what they do, that is the one thing that just never goes away, unfortunately.
No. I mean, two of them was the greatest Packers players.
Yeah.
People could argue.
Yeah, which of all things, like, that
Yeah.
was that. I still remember exactly where I was when that happened, and I was just like, "You gotta be freaking kidding me!" I was like, "That this is it."
I was at a bar and home. I do know that. So,
Oh man, brutal.
yeah. Yeah, I know. And it was like the Panthers game that I was at the bar at too.
Oh,
no.
the Panthers game really pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. The Panthers game and the Browns game, both those games, was like, you gotta be
Both
fucking
of those,
kidding me.
I was at a bar yet.
Yeah, don't go back to that bar. I'd recommend not going back to that bar.
But I was there and we beat the Vikings. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so a little bit redemption. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, and then the first Bears game, I was at that bar too again. So
yeah. All right, so it's
okay,
you're 2
fine.
for 2 right now over there.
Yeah.
So okay, I get it.
Well, I mean, all last season I was there and we pretty much beat all.
Oh, were you? Okay. I feel you.
Yeah, but also I changed up my jersey. So the thing is, I figured out the Russell Douglas jersey was bad luck this season. So I
okay.
I'm like, uh-oh.
So you
I
changed it up?
it, yeah, to LVN. I have an LVN jersey too.
Nice.
So I'm like,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta change up the jerseys here and there. I know I do that.
I know,
too.
but now I'm screwed because I have no more jersey.
Yeah, same. Like I'm with you. I got 2 Jordan Love jerseys. I have a away and a home one. And I also have like the 50th edition one for David Bakhtiari.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right though. I had the Brownie though, the one that's the Carolina game, the jersey they wore for the Carolina game. I have a Jordan 1 in that as well too, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not wearing that one again. And then when it came to Jordy, I have a Jordy Nelson jersey that I'll throw on, right? But that's also not been good luck either. So I'm telling you, it's like I'm trying to find the good combination for like the jerseys right now.
I can't.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's also funny because I knew someone that was at the Ravens game. And I literally asked her, what is your like record going to? And she was like tied. And I'm like, don't go again to see what happens. Like she was at family night too. They live in walking. Nice. So I'm like, easy enough for me to get footage, but wait, yeah, oh yeah, the white jerseys are cursed, yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Which is funny because all last season we wore them. Or the couple seasons ago, we won.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't we wear those against the Broncos too?
No.
Those white jerseys?
Broncos were. This is the white jersey. Yeah, they were white jerseys.
Yeah, so those are cursed officially. I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, 1923 was.
That was for the Carolina game he's talking about.
Yeah. But I don't know. Wait, I think it was the whiteouts for Broncos. I'm pretty
I
sure
think so too. Yeah.
because I was supposed to be at that game actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm so
Dang.
glad I didn't.
Oh man, I would have been. I mean, up until that Christian Watson injury, everything was going really well for us.
And Micah Parsons.
That's what I'm saying. The Parsons happened afterwards, right? So I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
But before then, like we were looking good. Like we were looking like, okay, we're gonna smack these guys and keep it going, right? And then, oh my god.
Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
You told me some stuff.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if the people follow you on Twitter, so you might have to explain it.
Okay, yeah. So when I saw that Gannon was in there, so Jonathan Gannon had an amazing year in Philly, helped that Philly defense go to the Super Bowl. And if it wasn't for a bogus PI call, Philly and also Jalen Hurts not fumbling the ball for a fumble 6, I think Philly probably wins that game, right? Yeah. Jonathan Gannon's defense for the most part was pretty good. If you listen to Philly fans, they all have their hatred for Gannon, right? They're like, oh, well, it seemed like he kept calling the same play 5 times in a row in that game. Something crazy, right? But the experience when he was in Arizona where he wasn't the DC there. His guy, Rollins, was the DC, right? Okay. And he wasn't coaching the defense at all. He was coaching defense, but he wasn't like calling plays. So because of that, he has the head coaching experience. The fact that he was in Green Bay for 2 days, he was in there for Wednesday and then also Friday, I kind of figured he was right. I knew it. And I knew I wanted Leonard, but I told people I didn't want Leonard because he's a Wisconsin guy, because I'm not a Wisconsin fan. Like I'm a LSU fan through and through, right? Okay. So when it comes to my college, that's where I go, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to Leonard, I just like Leonard because of his pedigree. Because I like the fact that he was up under, Vance Joseph, he's up under Mike Penn, he's up under, I think he's up under Vic Fangio for a little bit too. So he has a good pedigree, also former player, played safety in the NFL, also a good special teams guy too. So for me, I was like, interesting. Yeah, so I like the dude, right? So I was like, okay, but again, like he's never coached an NFL defense. He's always been he's been a positional coach, right? Mm-hmm. And when I first saw Gannon, I kind of felt like, why are we going Gannon? Like, really? Like this guy, he had a stacked team in Philly. He hasn't done anything in Arizona. He's over here punching players because they fumbled the ball and made a mistake. All of these things are going through my head, okay? Yeah. And then a couple people, Ferd Turgeson, Monty, had to bring me back down to earth. He's had to talk me off the ledge a couple times this offseason. And I do appreciate him for that. But basically, for Jonathan Gannon, was like, there was comments that were made by LaFleur as well as other people around the league who say, like, as a DC, he knows his stuff, right? He's a young guy. He came in the league really young, and he was a scout before he became, like, basically a coordinator. And he's been up under, like, the Zimmer defense, the Eberflus defense, and a couple other defenses, right? And part of me was like, the head coaching experience makes a big difference. Also, he's the NFL head coach, not a college head coach. That also plays. So when I first heard it, I thought, oh, here we go. We're just getting this guy because, LaFleur got scammed, because people were telling him that if he didn't get picked up by Green Bay, then either Harbaugh would have brought him to New York or Harbaugh would have brought him to the Chargers, okay?
Yeah, but that ended up being false, though.
Apparently. Yeah, I heard it was all –
to Tom Pelissero, it was false.
It was all false. So then I'm like, did he rush because he got false information, or was he really blown away by this guy's interview, right? And
I mean, like you said, the 2-day interview is a good sign.
I agree with
that.
But
again, we didn't know about Jeff Hafley until it was announced. Though.
Yes,
no one had him on his radar at all.
Yes.
So
and it's funny you say that, because when Hafley got hired too, I'm like, oh, here we go again. Here's a
no one knew.
Here's a baby. Here's a good old boy hire.
Right.
Then I find out that LaFleur never actually worked with Hafley, but he knew him through Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
And then when I started listening to press conferences of Hafley, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this guy. Only thing I'll say is this. Hafley in 2024 was outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Hafley in 2025, you can make the
completely different.
Yeah, you can make the excuse, oh, injuries or this or that or whatever. I'm sorry. We lost how many games where the team came back in the fourth quarter and beat us?
Yep.
Right? And the reason why, like, you see teams like Seattle that win the Super Bowl is because if their offense isn't clicking, the defense and special teams makes up. Okay. Right. And the defense isn't clicking, guess what? Offense, everyone basically takes their turns taking care of each other, right? In Green Bay, we never really had that. Right. It's either the offense helps or the defense helps. Special teams, not very much at
Yeah.
all.
No.
And
Yeah. That's a good point.
this year, like you saw when the offense was struggling, when Parsons was there, you did see the defense step up, right?
Yeah,
But in
sure.
these last this 5-game losing streak,
Mhm.
every game basically the defense was giving up hemorrhaging points in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And my thing is like no one talks about that. Like I have a bad feeling Halfley got figured out as a DC, and because
I
of
agree.
that reason why we were looking so bad, and maybe LaFleur saw that too, so he wasn't too hurt for losing Halfley. And Gannon, again, he's coached a good defense when he was a defense coordinator. He has Michael Parsons. He has a pretty good talented roster on defense. So I would love to. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do because Gannon doesn't have a particular scheme. He said this multiple times. He said, "I'm not a 4-3 guy. I'm not a 3-4 guy. I'm schemeless." And I can get with that because for me, you're going to now do what Halfley used to do, which was every week you have a different plan. Your plan is skill is based on who you're playing. LaFleur used to do that too. I don't know if he still does that. Oh, another guy that I follow that everyone should follow is Dusty Everly. Dusty is hands down one of the best in breaking down film. If I ever have questions about anybody or anything, I tag that guy immediately. And it's a good dude, and he knows his stuff too. And he also said the same thing where he felt like Gannon's schemes were very like fluid, and so because of that, that's something that we can work with, right? So I'm with Gannon. I'm on the Gannon boat now.
Well, I wonder if this is going to bring back 2024 Halfley defense because of what you said.
Yeah.
Because remember, you guys, Xavier McKinney was a big player in 2024. Disappeared in 2025. Basically.
He had an off year. It felt like off year this year.
Well, that's why I wonder if it's going to bring back Gannon's defense, right? Knowing that he plays well with safeties.
Right.
And I watched a video this morning of like top 5 best players on defense, which would help Gannon's defense. It basically said Bullard. He's like a cornerback safety mix, safety, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Edger and Cooper. We still have Cooper. A lot of people are like not thinking Cooper's really good right now, and I don't know why.
He is because he had a very inconsistent year last year.
Well, I wonder
he had a very high ceiling, but also he had a low floor. So he kept rubber banding between those two things.
Well, I wonder if Gannon's going to bring that back though, like the good.
I think so. I mean, if you think about it, we in the Chicago game, that playoff game, before Cooper went down, we were dominating that game, and then second Cooper went down. Their defense, the offense for Chicago was able to kind of able to do a lot more than they were previously, you know?
Right. And then we have Parsons, those 3 players, and possibly McKinney, and Evan Williams is still getting in his prime. Like,
you know what gets me about the Parsons thing? Don't get me wrong. No hate here. I love Parsons. I'm number one fan of Parsons. If I can get I'm going to try to find a way to get his jersey. Okay? We should not be so heavily heavily required by him. What I mean by that is invested. What I mean by that is we shouldn't have our defense make or break because he's out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like our defense should be good, and he's that extra oomph on top that gets us over the top, right?
Agreed.
Like you should have a pretty solid defense as a whole where everyone's doing their part, and then Parsons is the guy that comes in and closes, or that guy comes in cleans up, right? But we shouldn't be like so primarily like basically center the defense around him. Like it should be the defense is there, and then he's the added piece that gets that added oomph that we didn't have previously, right? Last year, I felt like when Parsons was out there, it was a completely different defense, and then when he wasn't out there, defense is like not as good. And I don't think that's not that you can't live in dialogue. You can't live that way because you're gonna really be like solely dependent on one player, and when that one player is gone, then what do you do? Like, I get it. Like it's like if the Packers lose Jordan Love, Malik Willis can come in for a little bit, but he's not like who knows if he could be like a multiple week starter, right? Which I hope he can wherever he goes. I don't no hate on him. I love that guy. He's a good dude on and off the field. I do hope he goes to the right situation. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys are going to throw money at you, but he needs to go to a situation that's going to get him paid good money, but also give him an opportunity to shine. Because if he goes to Cleveland, who knows what you're going to get in Cleveland, right? If he goes to
I can see Raiders too.
Raiders too. Again, like with the Raiders, like if you're going to draft, Mendoza, right? Then unless you plan on benching him for a year and letting him learn, a part of me is like, no. If I'm Malik, I want to be somewhere right now I can be a starter for multiple years, right? So,
so Dolphins could do
I can see. Pittsburgh, I can see. I hate to say it, but I can see Minnesota as well too. if they've given up
I
on
could see
McCarthy.
Jets.
I can see Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to go to Jets though. Jets is a
True.
dumpster fire right now, and even though I'm a big Aaron Glenn guy, I'm just worried that he might be way over his head at this point.
How about not the Rams?
Nah, Rams could go there, but only if Stafford wasn't coming back, right?
Yeah, and apparently he's coming back, so there's that one.
Yeah.
You could Chiefs maybe because of Mahomes with the ACL.
I can see that, but again,
also Gardner with the ACL. So
he's not a spring chicken, right? So
I don't know. That's tough
he'll have
though.
options out there. He'll have options out there for sure.
I mean, Cardinals.
I can see Cardinals.
Well, knowing that they might not bring Kyler Murray, so
I think Kyler's done there, and if he's done, like the fact that Mike LaFleur's there, I think that changes things up a little because I think Mike could get the best out of Kyler Murray. I really do think that. Okay. But it just matters if Monty, the Osseroff, the guy that's the GM there, does he want to keep trying out Murray, right?
Probably not with that contract
and injuries. He's been banged up a lot too, right? So part of me is
the Colts from Malik Willis.
I mean, I can see that, but then the Colts again, like they still got Anthony Richardson, who they may cut now because they're not
right. That's what I'm saying. The Colts.
Yeah, I can see.
And
the Colts.
Jones is hurt, so
Achilles is not easy to come back from. Yeah,
I mean, we saw Aaron Rodgers barely come back from that.
It took him a full. Like you think about it, he came back, and then the following year he came back. It wasn't that great, and this last year, I felt like is who Aaron Rodgers really is, right? And I think like another year beyond that and also maybe his left wrist not being broken either with McCarthy. I mean, he could do some damage, honestly.
You think Rodgers is coming back to McCarthy?
I think he'll play one more year. I don't think he wants to go out that way.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So saying that, do you think Packers are going to retire his number when he retires?
Eventually, yes. You have to. I'm sorry.
Well, I know. But I'm just worried.
He's had some drama, but at the end of the day, he's still a Packer. He's still
Packer here and there.
Yeah,
but I'm just worried about us retiring so many jersey numbers where there's going to be less people. That's the issue that I have.
Less numbers to give out, right? Yeah.
I mean, technically, one should be retired.
Yeah,
that was Lambeau's number back in the day.
Right. Yeah. And they unretired it for Parsons. So
wait, no, because it wasn't officially retired though. It was never officially retired.
Oh.
No. So that's why. Yeah, one was never officially retired.
Damn.
So it's unofficial. So that's why. And I love that. I love the history behind it. However, I still think Matthew Golden should have rocked number 22. Just saying. That's my opinion, though. No.
I like 0. I was like, 22 was throwing me off, man. It was like a running back number or a corner number. I'm like, come on, bro. But
that doesn't mean anything, though.
Are you right? And also because 22 did have significance, right? Because of all the players that are picked before him and stuff like that. So I get that, but yeah.
Well, also his mother's favorite numbers too, or something.
Yeah, it was something like that too. Yeah.
So then I don't know. I just liked it.
There's a little bit of everything
for those
going
reasons. On there. Yeah. No, but if you looked at like old Packers numbers though, there was like defensive wearing like 83 back in the day. So
yeah.
Might as well just like bring it back to that if you want to do that.
Right? Let anyone go anywhere. You could.
Okay. Rodgers will be a first Hall of Famer ballot.
I can see that. I mean, that's obvious. Really? Like honestly, like all the MVPs, Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
One of the best touchdown to interception ratio quarterbacks ever. Yeah, honestly, first ballot's easy for him. Him and like guys like him and Woodson, or like, those are easy first ballot Hall of Famers, easily.
Well, I'm just questioning it now because of Belichick did not get first ballot.
Yeah,
and Robert Kraft.
Like I've got into some heated discussions about that. End of the day, Belichick, okay, he got all those rings.
Okay.
Truth be told, he did get caught cheating multiple times.
Okay.
And it wasn't, and people want to bring it up. Well, everybody was doing it. The difference is that Belichick and the Patriots were told to stop doing it, and he continued.
Ew.
Because of that, he has a lot of like asterisks or a lot of like just like skeletons in his closet, so I can see why he didn't get it. Because it wasn't just like the spying. There was also Deflategate. There's so much stuff there where it's like, bro, like again. Yeah, you won 6 Super Bowls, but it just seems to me like it's all tainted because you were fine. Like your first 3 Super Bowls were literally based off you spying and recording calls, and then when they were telling you not to do that anymore, you still kept doing it. Also, if you're not good reporters in the media should kind of trust him.
Who the heck?
Yeah, I saw that. So he's right there. Like that's why Terrell Owens never got along with the media. So he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, he was a second ballot because they basically punished him for his, whatever. I mean, Sterling Sharp was that way. Sterling Sharp was ridiculous with the media, so it took forever to get him. Well, eventually did.
Yeah. I mean, it's just interesting because Romeo's not really in the media either. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Who else do you think the Packers will bring back? Oops, not that question.
I mean, honestly, like for the Packers, I think I need to go back and look at the free agents this year. If they were to like go and somehow they cut Banks, they bring back Elton on a restructured deal, they let Gary go, they let
Rasheed Walker is another one.
Rasheed Walker's gone. He's definitely gone.
You think so?
Right? That's 5 players right there, right? You're going to restructure Jordan. You're going to restructure Micah to get more money out of the cap. And then the cap is supposed to go up to $302 million, I think, this year too. So it's like a 20 million or 22 million jumps. That's good too. I mean, for me, you're going to lose Dobbs, right?
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose Musgrave. If Musgrave doesn't get re-signed, he's probably gone too.
Please. I cursed him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not even joking. My co-host Cassie and I cursed him because, as you know, we went to the draft in 2025.
Yeah.
However, we went to his meet and greet line, right?
Yeah.
He was like over 2 hours late for it or something. It was crazy. Like 2 hours past his meet and greet time.
Oh.
It was bad.
And so you guys were upset. So you guys were like, "Oh, screw this guy."
It was that. Well, we still got his autograph though. We waited, but
that's good.
It was that bad. Like usually events don't give you surveys, right? It was that bad that they had us do surveys for it. It was that bad. Like they literally had us scan QR codes to survey the draft. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's a little bit different. I can understand that. If he doesn't show up like that and you guys are taking your time to be there, then I would be a little annoyed as well too.
Yeah, we were. And the thing is, we had nothing else to do anyways. So we're like, might as well just do it.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. So we have Sean Ryan, though.
That's another one. For me, Sean Ryan. So people are like, oh, they should bring him back. I think they should bring him back on a 1 year, 2 year deal.
Okay.
Because if his market's not going to be very strong, and a part of me is kind of like, he looked good as a center because Elton played kind of poorly there, and I think people need to understand too. Like Elton did have an injury he may or may not have had an injury throughout the training camp. He also probably was dealing with some other stuff that we weren't aware of. But he came into the league as a center. Like his pedigree was a center coming into the league, right? And so, but he's on all-pro left guard. So the fact that Elton played so poorly at center, it made Ryan look good. But Ryan was more of a force in the run blocking, but pass blocking, he was terrible. So for me, unless there's a way to make sure he can come back and be strong, and be an actual contender there, I'm running with Jacob Monk as a possible center option, and then drafting somebody and possibly picking up somebody.
Okay. John Fitzpatrick is another one, a tight end.
I would bring him back and put him on POP because he had an Achilles tear, so he's probably not going to be back. Yeah, so for me, I like John Fitzpatrick though. I think he's a great second, third tight end, and he does all the dirty work. So I would be fine with bringing him back. Just unfortunately, you're just going to know that you're not going to have him next year.
Yeah, I think the PUP hurt him with his career.
Yeah,
and I think that's why Tyreek Hill recently got released from the Dolphins. I don't think anyone's going to sign him.
No, probably
due to his injury.
He tore his ACL. He's already squatting. He's already squatting 500 pounds, all this kind of stuff.
But apparently, he said on a Twitter live stream that he has to have another surgery though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. So that's what he said on a Twitter live or X live stream.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's true. That's what Tom Grossi's chat was saying. So I don't know if it's true or not, but who knows? Kingsley and Igbari, that one's gonna hurt.
I bring him back. I bring him
really?
back. Yeah, 100%. He was an outstanding player this last year. He came in reserve duty, and every time he was out there, you felt his presence. He was good in run defense. He was obviously a lot of like pressures on the pass rush. I bring him back. I don't think there's any question about that. 5th round pick. Green Bay was able to get a lot out of that kid. And I think, honestly, Parsons is probably going to start week 4. I'm bringing back JJ or Mr. Igbare. I'm definitely bringing him back for like a 3-year, 4-year deal. So I just think he's just a good player. I think he's a good reserve player who would come in a pinch, and your defense doesn't really skip a beat.
Christian Welch, linebacker.
Again,
he was great on special teams.
He's a special teams guy. He's a guy that's bounced around the Packers like roster for the last like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Cut, brought back. I bring him back. I think he's a good special teams dude. I don't bring back Neiman though. Neiman was a guy that we picked up.
He has another specialty. He has another one that we have for.
I let him go because he tore his pec, and I don't think he ever was right after that. And then my thing is like, the argument that Goody said was Ted Thompson made his bones as a special teams player in the NFL, but when he would create rosters as a GM, he would never have only special teams players because he felt like those should be for players that could be on offense or defense. Goody changed that and literally he picked up guys that were special teams guys. Nyman was a special team guy. Welch was. Zane Anderson is the same way. Bo Melton's the same way, right? Unfortunately, all these guys had to also play on defense at times too, right? For me, I bring back a guy like Welch. I just think he was not only a good special teams player, but when he came in and played on defense, and at least in preseason, he looked good as a linebacker. So I'm fine with that.
I just found another list. This is restricted free agents. Christopher Brooks, running back. What?
Oh yeah, I bring him back.
Oh, Brooks. I'm like, wait, what?
He's amazing. He not amazing. But he does his job, but he does it well. He's one of the best pass blocking running backs on our team. When he's been out there and he gets the rock as a catcher or as a runner, he's getting positive yards, and he's very, very familiar with the LaFleur scheme. I bring him back as my change of pace back every time. No question.
Would you bring him back instead of Emmanuel Wilson though? Because Emmanuel Wilson is also a restricted free agent.
Yeah, so. Wilson I keep as long as he wants to be here. The reason why I say that is because when he came in as a starter, he played well. The question is, though, can he go somewhere else and be a 17-week starter, right?
Yeah, knowing that he got injured a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, but what is your takes about Jacobs? I've heard we're possibly cutting Jacobs.
Crazy stuff about Jacobs. I think if
Duty lets
Jacobs, I think it's the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Brian Cox Jr.
Yes. Another reserve guy who, was literally an undrafted free agent who you bring back. You could probably bring him back on a cheap deal. But again, when he's out there, he gets pressures. He's a third down pass rushing specialist who I don't have any qualms about bringing back. And also he plays special teams as well too and played well. So I'm fine with that.
Darian Kennard, right tackle.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because again, he plays guard, he plays tackle, and he plays in a pinch. And honestly, it wasn't he's not Zach Tom out there, but I mean, he's good enough. You need a good enough guy to get you through a game if someone gets hurt, right? So
Zach Tom is also injured. He's coming off of an injury,
partially torn patella tendon, partially torn. He already had his surgery. I saw a picture of that. I was talking to Trey about this. To me, Zach Tom, I'd rather have a 75 to 80% Zach Tom than somebody else playing tackle. Personally. Yeah. So for me, if he's healthy enough to be out there, I'm okay with it. Yeah, he's going to have some growing pains, I think, to get back pre-injury, right? But hopefully surgery goes well, rehab went well, rehab goes well, and as long as he's out there week 1, that's all I care.
Are you scared of Micah Parsons already training with that knee? No,
because Parsons is a freak. I look at Christian Watson, who came back after 6 months, right? He pulled the Adrian Peterson thing. Yeah, I think Micah is going to be the same way too.
Didn't Rashawn Gary do the same thing too?
Gary had more time. He got hurt. What was that? That was in 2022.
Yeah, because it was the Thanksgiving game against the Lions that he came back or something like that.
And he did he start on PUP or no?
I think so.
Yeah, so he had the full time, right? I think with Parsons, A, he's young, B, he's a physical specimen, right? And also his technology when it comes to science and everything is so far advanced when it comes to and also they say it was a clean break. and that's a big thing too.
Oh.
Once a clean cut, they say that the recovery is a lot better because when you have
Ew.
other ligaments and other things that get involved with that, that's when things get complicated. Like with David Bakhtiari, the biggest thing with Dave was he had ACL, he had
Right.
MCL,
Yeah.
and he had meniscus. I think
It was
those
a lot.
three.
Yeah, it was
And
a lot.
he wanted this. I could be 100% not accurate on, but I know they went and cleaned up the ACL. I don't think he cleaned up the meniscus. He wanted that to heal on its own. And
Oh.
I think that's what happened. And then what happened was the knee kept swelling up.
Right.
So then he went in and then cleaned up the meniscus. Because what you do with the meniscus is you trim it, right? Now, if you trim it, you don't get that back. So eventually you're losing that cushioning in your knee, okay? The surgery that can to help save that, this is what JJ McCarthy went through. He tore his meniscus. They can put the whatever is torn, instead of trimming it, they put it back in. And then what happens is when you do that surgery, like if you do that surgery, you're 6 weeks, you can't even use that leg. And then your recovery time is completely different. Now, if you trim it, you can be back running and everything within about like a month. And I know this person because I trimmed my meniscus. When my meniscus got torn, I trimmed it, and I was back to like running and walking pretty much regularly, like in 4 to 6 weeks. Now I'm just a regular guy. I'm not even an athlete like these dudes, right? So yeah. So for me, I feel like I have no fears of Parsons. I think it's gonna probably take him like Watson. Even though Watson hit the ground running, he looked like he didn't skip a beat, right?
He was fast too, like right away.
I think Parsons gonna be the same way. I think Parsons is gonna come back, and I think this is gonna take. He's gonna need to probably just make sure he has confidence in his knee. Once he gets that confidence back, I think Parsons is gonna be fine. I don't have any issue there. If he was like 29, 30, I'd be a little more concerned. But the fact
because the age,
25, 26, I'm fine. Yeah.
Aaron Mosby is another one.
I bring him back. He's a special teams guy, good player. When he's been out there, he's performed well as a defensive player too. Again, these are guys at the bottom of the roster, like if we could find a way to bring them back, I do, unless there's another young and up and coming dude that can take their spot and still do a good job.
Josh Wiley, the tight end.
I love Josh when he was there. I bring him back. They liked him actually. The funny thing with Josh Wiley was they liked him in the draft process. They just couldn't get him. So when he became a free agent, they scooped him up right away. I think as long as so I think if anything, I think his biggest thing was concussions. So if he's good past that, I bring him again. Fitzpatrick is not going to be ready this year. So if anything, I bring him back and just let him be and just IR him for the year, let him get recovered, just like we did with Tyler Davis. And then I would then with Wiley. Wiley is my guy there to put behind Tucker Kraft.
I mean, you mentioned Tyler Davis. What do you see happening with him? Because he was an IR, so he couldn't play the whole season.
Yeah, if I wonder how his recovery is going. I would say
he had shoulder surgery, I think.
So, Tyler Davis?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought he got cut. I thought they let him go last year.
Well, they did, but then because of the shoulder injury, it was too bad or something.
He reverted back to IR. I wonder if they may let him go on an injury settlement. That way he can go anywhere he wants. Because at this point, like Tyler, he's kind of, I would say, like we're at a point now where you can start using Wiley. You have the other guy we picked up, Castells or whatever. You have him as well too. There's another Dominic Daphne guy that you could bring up as well too, right?
Right.
And then of course Tucker Kraft, knowing the way he is, the way he's built, the way his mentality is, I could see him and Parsons trying to get themselves ready for week 1. Now they might be back for week 4, but I can see them trying to be ready for week 1.
Okay, so Tyler Davis tore his ACL in August 2023 and a shoulder injury that sidelined him for all of 2024. So he didn't play anything at 2025. Yep. That's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Interesting. I lost this list. Oh, Jonathan Ford. That's one that we brought back from the Bears.
Yes. Yeah. Jonathan Ford to me, give me 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm actually surprised that you guys can't hear the rain here.
I was just texting a friend. So, but I was gonna say when it came to Jonathan Ford, 7th round pick that we had, like I want to say about 3 years ago, brought him back, big dude. I feel like if he's willing to come back on a cheap deal, I bring him back because you can never have enough. You can never have enough guys, right? You can never have enough guys to be big. The big guys don't grow on trees, correct? Right. So because of that, I would say I would definitely bring him back.
Is he going to get cut again, though, is the question. Because we already cut him last offseason and then brought him back.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, I can see him not making the team. But again, like,
Right.
like the guys that we picked up in the middle of the season, like Jordan Riley and stuff like that, he's another guy that, like, if we brought back, I would bring back because he's another big dude that doesn't grow on trees, right? He's like 6'6", 330 pounds, big dude, right? Jonathan Ford is, I think, 6'4", 320 pounds, big dude. Okay. I find a way to keep those guys on our team, because I feel like Green Bay has been looking for TJ Slayton ever since he left, and we didn't resign.
You know what's weird? TJ Slayton's another free agent.
Yeah, I'd bring him back. Okay. If I'm like Jason Wilde, man. I don't bring back everybody. I wouldn't cut anybody. I'm just sometimes terrible about that. But again, like, wait, TJ Slayton's a free agent? I thought he signed a 3-year deal over there.
Let me look it up. Wait, unless if I was wrong about this. Dang it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he signed a 3-year deal, like 3 years, 30 months. I thought.
Okay, while I'm doing this, what do you think about Zane Anderson?
Oh, I like Zay.
You think he's going to come back? He's a restricted as well.
Good special teams guy. Comes into play safety in a pinch and plays well too. I think having him back there behind Bullard, behind my boy Xavier McKinney, behind Evan Williams, I think that's fine. He's proven to be a very talented player on special teams and on defense. Only problem with him is just can't stay healthy. That's the only thing with him.
So TJ Slayton has 1 more year left.
Oh, he does have 1 more year left. Okay. Yeah.
I just looked on Sport Track to find that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
But who do you think we bring in as backup quarterback? Because
we have Desmond Ridder right now on contract.
But you think he's gonna get it though?
Oh yeah, I mean he'll probably be the backup because he has
knows how to play.
Yeah, like he has a strong pedigree. A 2nd-round pick or a 4th-round pick out of Cincinnati, right? He comes from a winning organization when he was in Cincinnati. He was a starter for Atlanta for a little bit, right? And he has all the tools that someone like LaFleur can use, if that makes sense.
Right.
He has a strong arm. He's pretty fast. He's tall. He's big. I think, he's someone that I feel LaFleur could like mold into a good quarterback. Just like he took, I wouldn't say he molded Malik Willis, but he found Malik's strengths and focused on using those when he had him in the game. I feel like he would do the same thing with Desmond Ridder as well too.
Okay. So for our information, Desmond Ridder was drafted in 2022, third round, and then 74th pick.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't do that bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a rookie, and I mean, he was at Atlanta team that was all over the place anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Justin asked, would a cornerback be priority?
Corner?
Second. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, no joke. Keyshawn Nixon is probably our number 2. Okay. Kerryon Valentine, I think, can be a number 1. Unfortunately, his tackling is less to be desired, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, the last 2 drafts where we had opportunities to grab corners, we really didn't, and we're paying for that now, right?
I mean, we drafted 1, but then we cut him.
So. Yeah, Mike Robinson. I mean, again, like 7th-round pick. And that draft, last year's draft, had a lot of good corners.
Really?
Will Johnson fell to the 2nd round. We could have grabbed him. Okay. That's the only one I know off the top of my head right now. That's the one I really wanted, though. And
okay.
Would cornerback be priority pick? I think the way the secondary didn't show up, unfortunately, in that game, because your secondary can only be as good as your front 7. If your front 7 is really good, it can make any secondary look really great, right? Now, do you feel like you have a corner, a CB1 in Nixon or Valentine? Probably not, right? So I think if you have an opportunity to grab a guy in the draft, like the kid out of San Diego State, or there's another one that I was looking at as well too, I'd grab one of them and run. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a draft where the Packers are going to have to fill some holes. And you never draft for need. You always draft best player available, correct?
Right.
But I would say, like, corner should be a high pick. Interior line, as well as also tackle, should be a pick, right? I want my guys that I want is a Chris Johnson dude out of San Diego State, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's going to go in the 1st round. And then I want every offensive lineman that's on the Iowa offensive line that's coming out this year. Like I want the center and I want Jennings Dunker or Dunker Jennings, one of the two.
Yeah, I know what you're
my man, the mullet. I want that. I want him no matter what. I don't care what it takes. He is my what you call Vontae Mack from draft day. Like Jennings Dunker no matter what. Like I love his vibe. I saw his tape. He plays literally all over the offensive line. He plays interior and plays tackle. He comes from an amazing pedigree in Iowa. And honestly, he just looks like a Packers offensive lineman. Straight up.
Right. Yeah. Who do you think is going to be our special teams coach?
I have no idea. The guys they're bringing in to interview are driving me crazy. Like,
you don't like
the guy from New England? I'm fine with because he actually had, New England's always had a pretty good special teams.
Yeah, but he was bad for New England. I have a lot of New England friends. He was
he?
Bad.
They said he wasn't good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I needed. Basically, everyone that he brought in. Like, there's a guy that got fired from the Raiders that he's interviewing. There's Kyle.
Why?
Wilson. I agree. I'm like, a part of me is, are you just interviewing guys just to interview guys, right?
Yeah, at this point, because they did this with Halfway too.
Yes.
So I'm like,
but then you're gonna see something out of left field probably. Let's talk about that because, like, for me, for Rich Bisaccia, if he decides 40 days later that he no longer wants to be the special teams coordinator for Green Bay, you could have easily made that decision 30 days, 40 days ago, where we had an opportunity to grab the kid, the guy that the Rams grabbed, was it Ventura?
Yeah.
Ventura, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or Danny Smith, the old guy from Pittsburgh, or even Jim Bones Fassel, who's now there in Tennessee. There's a lot of veteran special team coordinators that we could have grabbed. I would say that I didn't like the fact that we waited so long. Green Bay always does stuff like this, though, where they march their own beat, they fire somebody, and then they got to pick up scraps to be the guy to fill in a position, or in this case, a coordinator position. But in Rich's defense, everything I've heard about him is he may not have been the greatest special teams coordinator in the sense of like what our special teams put out when he was there, because it was probably basically ranked last or second to last for the last 3 years. He was an amazing person off the field. He was also a good culture guy. He was also a guy that helped develop a lot of players. Like, just seemed like a really, really good person. To me, Rich Bisaccia has head coach written all over him. What I mean by that is he could go into, and he showed that when he was at the Raiders, when he was the interim coach there. He could have been, they should probably have hired him, and I think he would have been fine. Because I think there's just some guys that like maybe special teams wasn't like his thing. Like, it's his thing. That's how he made his bread and butter. Mm-hmm. There's a part about his motivational and like his ability to create a culture and support his players and just be very like loved by everybody. I feel like he would probably be a good head coach. But with that being said, when a lot of decisions that he was a part of that don't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry, like we cut Mecole Hardman for whatever reason, and he's a bona fide returner, right? We have all these random dudes back there playing return because Keyshawn doesn't want to do kick return, even though he was an all-pro as a kick returner.
Right.
He vouched on drafting Anders Carlson primarily because he says he comes from a good family and that he coached his brother. And Anders was not good in college. He was coming off a torn ACL and proved that in the league. And he's still been bouncing around, right?
Wait, where is he at right now?
Yeah, I think he was with the Jets and he got cut, right?
Right, I knew that one. But I didn't know if he was signed somewhere else.
Yeah, and then like this whole Brandon McManus thing where he's kind of like, well, like, he's working through something, but he's worked through it before. And I'm like, well, if he's injured, he shouldn't be out there. He should heal. And instead of this back and forth with him and Haversack and stuff like that. Now, you have to give him his props. Sure. Daniel Whelan is one of the best kick punters in the league. Mm-hmm. That's because of him. I guess our coverage units are better. But we also led the league in penalties on special teams.
I was just
a little bit of both. So that kind of sucks there, right? And then he might have vouched for Orzech, and I've told you guys, I've never been a fan of Matt Orzech. I think he's not a good long snapper, and I feel like he got extended based on maybe what Rich was saying and this and that. But with all that being said, Gutekunst is not a good done. Gutekunst and also their front office has not done a good job of like getting guys. More than just these guys that are Rich Bisaccia guys, like the Zanes and like the Nixons and like the Welches and the Nymans, getting like bona fide all-pro special team guys. Like Michael Slater, guy that played for the Patriots forever, literally made the all-pro every year because of his special team prowess, right? That's what we need. And so for me, that's what I would be looking to get, like having Goody trying to find better ways of getting bottom guy rosters, fill at the bottom of the roster with just bona fide special teams guys. I don't think we have that. And that's why we've been suffering there for a lot. Honestly, special teams for us has been a struggle since Desmond Howard won the MVP in the Super Bowl as a special teams guy. So you're talking about almost like 20, 30 years now of us not having really good special teams. And that's only going to get fixed if the front office, as well as the coordinators, take a different approach.
Wait, what was that name? No, I just saw that. I just pulled up a special teams coordinator list. So Cameron Inkard was 28th in 2023. So he hasn't coached since then, is the thing.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's bad.
Yeah.
But, wait, no. So we also have Kyle Wilbur, who was our special teams special quality coordinator in 2024 with Bisaggia.
Yep.
There's no updates for him. So it's interesting because we also don't know where the Cardinals going to take for special teams coordinator. Are they going to keep theirs? We don't know.
Yeah.
That's another team like that doesn't have one. It's like, I don't know. It's going to be confusing.
It's just like I'm looking on Twitter right now, seeing if anyone was selected yet. Because I'm like, okay,
I don't think so.
That. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Either,
I feel like everyone would do an emergency podcast if that was the thing.
Oh, 100%. Whoever they hire, it's gonna be doom or gloom, or it's gonna be all over it. You know what I'm saying? One of the two, right?
I mean, look what happened when Gannon. Everyone was live streaming. Everyone was like, up for
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like I have this thing that happens to me where every night if I go to bed, I have like I might have a Packers sweatshirt on, right? Mm-hmm. And if I don't put the sweatshirt on the nightstand and it falls on the floor, something always bad happens to the Packers the next day. Or I say something that I don't want to happen happens, okay? And that night before, I went to bed and I dropped the sweater on the floor by mistake. And I'm like, you know what? Gannon's going to get hired tomorrow. That's why I said right before I went to bed. I woke up and what was the first thing I saw was Gannon was hired. And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I lost my mind. And then I was all pissed. And then, of course, like I said, my boy Monty brought me back. And I tend to be a little highly critical of the Packers because I'm like, why are you doing this when you can do that kind of thing? Yeah. And then, a lot of times they do prove me wrong. I tell people that all the time. Hey, like when we drafted Gary, I was against that pick. And then he made me eat crow for 3 years before he got hurt, right? Same thing with, like, I was dead set against Jordan Morgan. So I'm hoping this year he'll prove me wrong. Right? Gannon, same thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll eat crow. The one I didn't eat crow for was Joe Barry because they hired him. I was completely against that thing, and I was completely right about that one. So, again, the Gannon one, I was definitely like, there's this thing called Fire the Gannon Cannon. That's what Monty has as one of his names, Fire the Gannon Cannon.
I saw that.
And I am now, I am on the bandwagon for the Gannon Cannon. 100%.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You guys are like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, like speaking of mental health, like Jair, what's he gonna do? Like Zadarius Smith is another name, like that left. Like I don't know.
There's a lot of guys that have left for.
No, I know. It's just like I don't know. I mean, because Jair basically left middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like, with Philly. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Because the Ravens went for the injuries.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, Jair was like that's where I get really concerned about the way the Packers handle some of these injuries because like that year when Jair was with us, he hurt his leg, he hurt his knee against Jacksonville. He had an LCL injury or LCL injury. Mm-hmm. He tried to rehab it and come back, and then he had surgery afterwards, right? And if he had just had surgery right when it happened, then he could have been back within like 4 to 6 weeks and been there for the stretch run. Okay. Right. Now, in Jair's case, though, ever since he hurt his shoulder against Najee Harris in 2021, he just really hasn't been the same. And I am not going to tell you – I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I was a Jair guy since day one. Like, when he got drafted –
the funniest thing is Tom Grossi was opposite of you. He hated Jair.
Really?
You can go – like, he still has his, like, draft stream up.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of the pick. Oh, you know why? Because I wouldn't be surprised because I was feeling this way too. I wanted Minka Fitzpatrick. I guarantee you Josh wanted Minka too.
I'm pretty sure he wanted Josh Jackson, which we evidently got.
We did get him in the second round.
He didn't turn out well either. So it's like.
But then again, though, like in 2018, like who was our DC? Like, was that
Was it
Pettin at that
Sherman?
time? That was Pettin, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
That was
when
Pettin.
Matt LaFleur became head coach. Because that's
That's
when
right.
we fired
Yep,
Mike
that's right.
McCarthy.
Yeah, yeah. And so for me,
But,
like, again, like I'll put it this way: like I love Josh Jackson coming out. I love Jair coming out. Jair. The reason why people didn't like Jair because he was on a smaller size, right? But the fact is that he played a lot bigger than what he was, and until he got hurt, he proved that week in and week out, right? I'm telling you, when he got drafted, I had his jersey like a week later. I went and got a custom jersey. And I've been a Jair guy since day one. Like even to this day, I'm still waiting for Jair to somehow come back to Green Bay and play for us. Like I still hold out hope.
he said he loves Green Bay, so I could see it happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's so sad. Like that has happened. Like same thing with Rondell Moore. Like so sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rondell Moore was like terrible. Like, I loved him. I loved him coming out like as just out of Purdue, a really amazing football player, physically gifted. Like I don't know what. I just felt like everywhere he went, he had great opportunity. Like I take that back. He went to Arizona, and that's when Arizona was like kind of all over the place, right? I just really wish like if Green Bay could have got him, if like LaFleur could have got his hands on him, I feel like he could have turned his career around personally. That's what I think at least. But I'm sad though, because like part of me is kind of like, damn, bro, like 25 years old, you have your whole life ahead of you, but you felt like it was so bad that you just had to end it. And people don't understand like mental health and mental illness is a real deal. And like, just to put it out there as a PSA, like, hey, if anyone is feeling that way, my DMs are always open. I'm always here for people. I have personally experienced it with folks in my life that have unfortunately taken their lives. And, sometimes you see it coming and sometimes you don't. And regardless of the fact, you want to make sure people know that they have an outlet and they know that they have people they can rely on and trust, because a lot of times when people do talk about it, it's a cry for help. And the ones that don't talk about it and do it, those are the ones you got, like, those are the ones that really, you just got to just check in on your people no matter what. Like, you never know what someone's going through unless they tell you. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes you got to drag it out of them. But 25 years old and not realizing that he has his whole life ahead of him because he was so honestly devastated by just the injuries probably, right?
Yeah. Let's go to this question and we can do final message. Any free agents that you want the Packers to sign? I mentioned Micah Hyde, and I'm always saying that too. Special teams.
He's a bad bitch, yeah, and that's it. Because he's the last time we had a punt return was 2014 by Micah Hyde.
My friend Pearlie told me that. She's on Twitter. She's wait, where did that question go? Stop.
Was there? I mean, honestly, the only ones I look at are Calais Campbell, Bradley Chubb, and Tyler Linderbaum. That was it, really, for me. Those are my three big ones.
Wait, where do you see AJ Brown going? That's another one that's like
Patriots, probably. Honestly.
Wait, are you kidding me? This is a Patriots man right here.
Yeah, I didn't even see that, honestly. I just it's because he loves Vrabel. Like, he's a big Vrabel guy, right? Now the problem is that he just signed his extension, and Howie has control about where he goes. So Howie's going to send him wherever you get the most picks for. Now, unless Howie does right by him. If Howie does right by him, then he'll probably go to the Patriots. If not, I would love to see him in honestly in Buffalo. Yeah. I want Josh Allen to have a bona fide number one receiver. He doesn't have that. I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan by any means, but I am a Josh Allen fan, and I haven't always been. But just seeing what he's done these last couple of years and just willing to take the team and put it on his back and still find ways to win games and then lose games not because of him, but because of other people. Like even in his last playoffs, he had a bad game, and he still was putting this team in a position to win. And I'm just thinking, like, damn, like if he just had like a receiver that he could rely on, it'd be a completely different game. So yeah, I would love to see him go. I would love to see them get like AJ Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. Who knows? Someone.
You're just saying that because they're on the Vikings, and you know.
100%. Get those guys out of here, man. Get them out of the NFC North.
Wait, can they go to make them go to AFC? We don't want them in the AFC.
That's what I'm saying. Go to the Bills. Go to the Bills.
Yeah. I'll take not the Chiefs.
No.
Dolphins, maybe.
No, Chiefs don't need no damn help. I don't need them getting anything.
Dolphins.
Yeah. Dolphins.
I mean, who knows about Kelsey? Like, that's another thing that.
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing is Kelsey's going to be back. Is what I'm hearing.
Man. Fine.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about Luke Getsy as quarterback coach? Were you surprised? Not
No,
happy?
I mean, I was hoping they would. My thing on offense is like I wanted them to bring in new voices. Like nobody knows what Steno does, but we have
Right.
ideas about what Steno does. So for
Right.
me, like I wish they would have made a change to Steno, but fine, they didn't. I wanted to make a change at offensive line. They didn't. And if you look at Butkus's like
I mean, it can
rankings,
still happen. It can still
it
happen.
could happen
I
because
mean,
they're making
literally,
exacerbated decisions. 100% agree. It could still happen. And what I would say is bringing in a guy like Getsy. He left, he came back. Honestly, his best years as a positional coach was as a receivers positional coach and as a quarterback coach. Those were his two best things that he did really, really well. He was a part of Aaron Rodgers' 2 MVP runs as quarterback coach. He was also instrumental in not developing, but like thinking outside the box when it came to coaching the receivers. Like Adams and all of them swear by him. And Adams is not some dude that just gives fake praise. Like he legit will tell you how it is. He doesn't care.
Point. Yeah.
And so the fact that I think Getsy for Jordan, and also he did coach Jordan
for the first year
in 2020, 2021. So for me,
for the first season.
I think losing Sean Mannion was a big deal because he's an up and rising coordinator.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm really looking forward, as much as I hate to say it, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does in Philly. I want him to really shine there, even though it is Philly. I want him to shine there and do well for them because that just gives him more opportunity to possibly become a head coach, right? But yeah, I definitely think that Getsy there is. I was hoping they would get the guy Seger from Arizona, but because they didn't, I'm okay with this.
Are you saying it because of Gannon?
No. I just want a different voice.
Okay.
I wanted new voices in the room. Like right now, we could cut Butkus and bring in Sutherland, who was the offensive line coach for Philly. Yeah. That guy is the James Campman of offensive linemen. I mean, he has literally produced one of the best offensive lines ever in Philly. Like,
that would be good.
He's a very, very, very good positional coach. And I mean, the Packers like Butkus because he runs the system or whatever. But at the end of the day, like you get a guy like Sutherland, I mean, you sign that up all day, honestly.
Where can people follow you? I just realized the time. Great.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you?
Oh, follow me on Twitter. My name is right there. It's AMAR3455. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter X. You can find me on Instagram. The whole 9 yards.
I love it. What do you have coming out?
Right now, I'm just doing the show with Trey. Yeah, so I'm just doing my show with him, and then hopefully we're gonna be bringing back Coast to Coast Packers here soon, and not only bringing that back, but trying to get some guests that we've had in the past. So I'm like, trying to get Wildy on there, get Nagler on there, possibly Andy. You also look at
the hardest people.
Yeah, they're all like, we're all like, all follow each other and stuff. So they're all pretty good people, man. And of course, like the folks, the other people, like like Ferd and like Aaron Heroin, as well as like a lot of the folks that are on Pack a Day podcast. We're all pretty tight with each other.
So hard to get a Pack a Day podcast members on.
They're chill, man. They're chill. Just give them a shot.
I know, but they're so hard to get on.
They're busy, man. They're busy. Andy be working them, man.
I mean, you know that secret that they don't know yet. So
Of course. So, yeah. You'll be good. You'll be good. Don't worry.
Well, they don't know anything about that yet. So
Of course not.
I'm
So,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
This is so hard. Like, and all that obviously like when it is.
Suspense is killing you. I know.
I have a date. I have a date in mind. It's
there
just wasn't announced to it. So I'm like,
it's
hurting me. I mean, I'm trying to think what I can say.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Wait, you guys can follow me on
we're gonna follow you now. Come on now. Yeah.
On X.
Yep.
Yeah. It's Mac Podcast 2023 on X. It's pretty much Mac Podcast everywhere. Like pretty much everywhere. Spotify too.
That's awesome.
I'll send you the Spotify link so if you want to like share it out everywhere too. We finally did Spotify because some of our viewers are actually truck drivers. So it helps. So like
that works. Yeah, that's good.
Like I said, I don't know what I can say for what I have coming out because as of this point, you guys, I have 4 episodes planned for March.
There you go. Boom. There it is. That's
busy.
Nice.
Well, because my local ice cream shop is coming on, I can officially say that one because they already said in March.
Okay.
So they're Vikings fans, so that makes it worse for me.
Very good. I like that.
So, and then, you know what? I'm not going to say when because I don't know. Pack-A-Day podcast is a big one. That's going to be in March as well.
Good deal. Very good. Very good.
Officially 2 appearances, one, maybe 2. I don't know.
Nice. I
He
love
is
that.
as well. I can say this. Andy is doing a. You guys heard of My Autism Connection? I'll have to make sure to send that to you.
Please do.
So My Autism Connection is a charity in Florida, and Andy is officially raising a fundraiser for them. So
Nice. Very good.
I'll have to make sure to send you that one.
Please
Oh,
do,
also,
so I can push it out. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, of course. Also, congratulations to Tom Grossi, you guys. He has raised over 1 million subscribers. I know Justin and I officially announced it, but he also officially last night raised over $1 million.
Tom is the man. He is the man. He is him and Matt Ramage and Cheesehead TV and Andy Herman at Pack-A-Day. All those guys.
Yeah.
All set the standard. They all set the standard. We were all trying to meet.
Tom Grossi is doing 30 and 30 again, you guys. That's crazy.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My man just making moves all day.
Yeah, but the thing is, how many stadiums are going to let him in this time? Knowing not that many let him in last time is the thing.
I think they're more likely will let him in more because of the fact that he brings such a huge following with him. They would be crazy not to let him in, honestly.
Well, I mean, Pat McAfee helped definitely because he was on Pat McAfee. He was on Rich Eisen last year. So that definitely helped.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say to our fans?
No, I just thank you again for having me on. Hopefully, we don't go another 500 days without being on the show. And I'm looking forward to doing this again, and I'll love to have you on my show too.
Yeah, let me know.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna start. Bye, guys.
I'm gonna take care of one. Go Pack.